The producer gave an interview in which he talks about his latest film and about working with his wife and brothers-in-law on a major project about the Grimaldi family. Just in time for Christmas, The Three Musketeers, Milady, the second part of the adventures of the swordsmen created by Alexandre Dumas, starring, among others, Vincent, Cassel and Eva Green, arrives in theaters. The production has the stamp of Dimitri Rassam, known in the royal universe for being part of the royal family of Monaco as the husband of Carlota Casiraghi, daughter of Princess Caroline and niece of Prince Albert. Just back from Malta, where he has just finished shooting another film inspired by the French writer's work, The Count of Monte Cristo, the French-Lebanese producer has granted an interview to the French publication Point de Vue in which he talks about his present and future film projects, about his family, about his wife and about the big project related to the Grimaldi in which he is working together with his brothers-in-law and sister-in-law. Talking about how he has evolved professionally, Dimitri Rassam believes that today I produce better than when I started, and considers that more and more, the fact of living these human adventures with projects of this kind contributes first of all to my need to immerse myself in a story. Offering the viewer a journey, whatever its nature, is what motivates me. I like the adventurous dimension of the producer's job. Born into a family deeply rooted in the world of the seventh art, he cites his uncle Paul Rassam, famous producer and friend of Francis Ford Coppola, as one of his fundamental pillars, adding that I was very lucky to be surrounded by a family that did not force me at all to do this job. I love the entrepreneurial dimension of this profession and the support for talent. It was a very organic and natural decision, precisely about his family, a documentary dedicated to his father, the also producer Jean-Pierre Rassam, and his mother, Carole Bouquet, a great friend of Caroline of Monaco, was presented at the last edition of the Cannes Film Festival, in which the connection with Francis Ford Coppola's family also appears. About his relationship with the legendary director, Dimitri recalls that Francis is a family friend who welcomed me as a teenager in that magical place that is the Napa Valley. With my cousin Thomas we would take turns spending vacations there. Francis took great care of me when I was young. It was at Cannes that we also learned that he was producing with Beatrice Borromeo, Pierre and Andrea Casiraghi's production company an ambitious project about the origins of the Grimaldis and the style of the crown. It's in development. Ideas on this scale take time, he assures about this ambitious production. First it will be one or maybe several films. Andrea Casiraghi gave the impetus, then Beatrice did a fantastic job, helped by my brothers-in-law and sister-in-law, to develop the idea of a story whose romantic and cinematic dimension fascinated me. On the background of this project so close to his political family, he adds that the real story is fascinating and sometimes little known to the general public. Dimitri admits that I only knew the broad outlines of this monegasque story. But when Beatrice, Pierre and Andrea invited me to read what they had already developed, I was captivated by the fate of the Grimaldi and their links to the entire continent. Speaking of working alongside his family, Dimitri also co-produced the film Our Lady of the Nile with Carlota Casiraghi, which marked his wife's debut in the world of cinema. Asked if this experience could be repeated in the future, he replies, "Why not?" In his opinion, a film is born of a sincere desire and an alignment of the planets. Carlota initiated this project, which I then joined. Obviously, I would not fail to consider another of her film ideas.